Following a stroke while diving in 2002, the subsequent neurological investigation was supposed that I might have Parkinson's disease, but it wasn't quite as simple as that. It took another 12 months of quite stringent tests and visits in and out of hospital to determine that I actually had Parkinson's disease. The most difficult time was probably the genetic testing to make sure I hadn't passed anything on to my children.
Considering the different ages of the children at the time, it ranged from 6 years old up to 16. You know, it was we had to figure out a way of how they'd understand it as well as us understanding it, because it was a learning process all the way along for us as well.
Bearing in mind we, at that point, didn't understand it ourselves.
No.
To rob someone of a smile and the ability to emote is heart-wrenching, especially with a young daughter who's possibly come home from school with something that she's excited about or has created. It is heartbreaking not to be able to show the joy that that child brings you. It came as a shock as to the immediate need for medication when I was diagnosed. But for the last 10 years out of 15, I've been on the maximum amount of dosage and drugs that can be calibrated for my condition. These are the Parkinson's drugs that I require each and every day. I take 9 tablets at a time, 6 times a day, plus 5 injections and 2 of these patches which last 24 hours. They're all dopamine, and these are made up of antipsychotics, antidepressants, anti-sickness, and relative drugs that go with alleviating the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Even after 15 years after diagnosis of Parkinson's, I'm still as scared as I was at the outset. The unknown, the known, those things make me scared, but I'm a father and a husband, and I'm always feeling it's my duty to be braver and face up and contain those emotions. But on a physical or a mental level, I deal with delusions, psychosis, depression, anxiety, OCD. But those things are always helped by medication. On a physical aspect, I'm very, very tired, sick, physically sick, and it's a very painful condition. Out of the corner of my eye, what I was glancing at was just a patio heater with a garden cover over it. My brain turned that into a Western train, Casey Jones train, running past the window. And, very detailed, sound included, because I have auditory hallucinations, tactile hallucinations, and that was quite profound. In trying to explain to my children the physical side of Parkinson's disease and how I feel physically, the only way I could think of explaining was to say, if you put your head against the window of a bus with its engine running, and feel that vibration going through your body. That's what I feel 24 hours a day. One of my youngest daughter had already experienced that by laying on my chest. Young age, could feel the vibration in my body, would express that she could feel it and go to my good side, which we always found amusing, that she was tuned into it well before anyone else. Although the research into Parkinson's disease is going in the right direction at the moment, unfortunately there isn't a cure, which we're very aware of. And yes, that's scary and has caused some tears in the past, but we don't dwell on things like that because we're a positive family. The condition is only ever going to get worse and never going to get better, but our days are filled with positivity and also with distraction, if distraction is required.
We find the time to do all sorts of things, from going to our favourite coffee shop and having a coffee to anything, going out on our bikes. We love biking.
Motorbikes.
We love going to see our daughter in uni.
We still enjoy the adrenaline sports that we grew up by the beach, so we enjoy water sports of all kinds: jet skiing, snowboarding, sea skiing. Not allowed to dive anymore, but we'll hike up a mountain. Adrenaline is not a great thing to have in your system with Parkinson's, but you pay the ferryman one way or the other to live life as normally and as fully as possible. If one goes for a drink, a hangover is sometimes the price you pay for having a drink. Well, we're active and we lead a full life, with or without Parkinson's. I think it's safe to say that having a new granddaughter, 2.5-year-old granddaughter, fills our time with activity, joy, and keeps us incredibly busy. We have to go on a number of holidays a year just to take a break from having a granddaughter. I think it's very important to summarize by saying that as dire a condition as Parkinson's disease can be, we live our life always in the positive, and so do our children. Our children, along with myself and Sue, have always said we may have Parkinson's, but Parkinson's doesn't have us.